I think that the issue with gun regulation is really an issue that high school students and school-age children should be aware of and thinking about and really speaking out about, because school shootings are not affecting our politicians in the same way that they're affecting the people who are at schools. And the debate about gun regulation has really mostly been between parents and politicians and law enforcement and adults who feel that they know what's best for our generation and know what's best to keep us safe. But our parents and that older generation really didn't grow up in a time when this was such a big issue. I mean, yes, there were instances of violence at schools and gun violence in general, but it has increased tremendously, just the amount of violence there is in our world. And it's affecting our generation. It's not affecting our parents as much. And I think that they don't really know what it's like to go to school after hearing about a shooting. They know what it's like to hear about the shooting and how sad you can feel, but they don't know what it's like to walk into school and just hear about it and just be among people who could potentially be victims. And I think last year, with all the violence that had gone on from Sandy Hook to the shooting in Oregon towards the end of the year, I had really it just really got to my head. And I was thinking about, we have all these drills for if there's an intruder in our school, but no one really knows what to do. There really isn't anything you can do if there's a shooter at school. And so there's that fear that you have, and then also there's a certain level of just acceptance of I can't do anything. And so I think that what people our age can do is tell politicians and our parents and the people who can make a difference in this issue, tell them how we feel. And so that's why I did the march in June, because I was tired of hearing, some guy from Texas or wherever just telling the politicians why you shouldn't take your guns away, and some other guy telling them, why you should take all guns away, when no one had really even bothered to ask how the people who were potentially victims of these crimes, how they felt. And so I think, our state has already passed tremendous laws that are, miles ahead of where the rest of the country is in terms of gun regulation. But there's still a lot that can be done, and especially around the entire country. And I think that for our age group, in a world where violence is so much more accepted and much more prevalent, it's really the most important thing is just to tell people how we feel, because no one can tell us how we feel. We have to tell them how we feel.